From one piece of art to another, and with us is Michaan's Auctions fine art specialist, Mr. Gregory Gent. Good to see you, Gregory.
Good to see you, Liam.
Can this not be a more perfect day?
It's beautiful
here. All for
Fantastic. Thank you.
You come to us every week with a tip. Our tip this week is around ivory and purchasing ivory art.
It's a very sensitive subject. As you probably know, elephant ivory has been illegal to transport across state lines or import into the United States since the 1970s. Yeah.
So if folks have some ivory that they've had in the family, it's been passed down, that's all right?
That's all right. It's all right to own it, but when you go to sell it, it cannot cross California state line. Yeah.
So what do we look for? How do we know when a piece of ivory is okay to transport?
Well, you need to look at how it's made, where it came from, and if there's any collecting history. For example, this is a Japanese piece of ivory with a lid that is over 100 years old. You can tell by the style, the way it's put together, and the history of it.
Really lovely piece.
Yeah. But if you are interested in collecting ivory that is antique, it's important to be able to tell real ivory from synthetic. Because there's a lot of synthetic ivory now in the market, which I think is a good thing. But you don't want to be paying the price of antique ivory for a synthetic piece.
So what are we looking for exactly?
Well, first look at the object itself. Ivory has a series of rings, kind of like tree rings, that should be visible. You can see them here. You can especially see them on the lid.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And then
that's the real deal.
That's the real deal. This is the real deal. It's in the shape of a tusk, obviously. Then also ivory has to be shaved and scraped and polished. So it's not going to have a very uniform surface. It's going to wobble a little bit like this does on the surface.
And something like this, I mean, you're not here to value it today, but is ivory worth a whole load of money today?
No, you know, since the ban in the 70s, it's really fallen in value. It's not a great deal of money. But if you if you're presented with something that's being sold as something very valuable, you might want to take the final test. And that's to heat the tip of a needle. Very, very, very hot. And somewhere where it's not going to show, just touch the tip of the needle to the material. If it sinks in and creates an acrid smell, what do you got? Plastic.
Plastic, all right.
Ivory is not, it's not going to sink in. The hot tip of the needle is not going to sink in. And if it smells at all, it's going to smell like a burning tooth from the dentist's office.
Now we know. Great tips there, Gregory. Thank you so much. We'll connect you with Gregory and Michaan's Auctions via our website, cbs5.com/Eye in the Bay. We'll be back. More Friday Flea Market in just a couple of minutes. Thank you, sir.
That was great.
Yeah, beautiful.